Hello there. This is Dr. Brett Dworkas from Performance Chiropractic here in Olathe, Kansas. This seminar is entitled Bang Head Here. It's a teleseminar I did from Performance Chiropractic on November 3rd, 2015. We're going to discuss stress, what it is, how it affects us, and how we manage it so that we can minimize the effects of stress on our health and our life. So let's go ahead and get started. Stress has become a fact of life, and for some, the daily norm. Although occasional stress can help improve our focus and performance, living with chronic stress can backfire by causing anxiety, depression, and serious health problems. Understanding who we are, knowing our major struggles, putting them into perspective, and taking action can help us deal with stress. The following strategies can also improve stress tolerance and help lessen the effect of stress on our health. So what is stress? It might seem pretty obvious when we're attempting to define a word that shows up in the lives of everyone, but personally I believe the most significant struggle with stress is the inability to truly capture the essence of this term. The term stress, as it is currently used, was originally used by Hans Selye in 1936. This is the same Hans Selye who coined the phrase, "That which does not kill us makes us stronger." He defined stress as the nonspecific response of the body to any demand for change. The modern world is becoming increasingly complex, and the demands on our time and attention are many. Our jobs are also more complex, and the business world has become more competitive. With the industrial age came helpful machines and increased productivity, but it also brought us the jackhammer, the loudspeaker, the motorcycle and car, and innumerable noisy machines. Physical stresses, such as sound, air, and water pollution, have worsened over the last century, especially in the United States. Also, because of electronic media and the internet, the world is becoming smaller and smaller. Therefore, we are aware of the troubles and tragedies around the world that previous generations would never have known about, and this can create a lot of stress and anxiety. Taken together, these assaults on our senses create a physical and emotional reaction. Due to this feeling of being perpetually overwhelmed, we have defined this sensation as stress, and what we have seen is that in our modern healthcare we recognize that many illnesses are caused by stress or worsened by stress. In fact, in every chiropractic office, many patients will show the ravages of chronic stress. While chiropractic can support the effects of stress on the body, such as headaches, it can also help the body manage and process stress in a healthy way. Many studies of people who have been subjected to chronic stress have found evidence of negative health effects of stress. These effects include high blood pressure, damage to muscle tissue, diabetes, infertility, damage to the immune response, and slowed healing from disease and injury. Stress reactions are also at the root of disorders such as post-traumatic stress disorder, and stress has been linked in human and animal research with cardiovascular disease. Here are just a few examples of the long-term negative consequences of stress: depression, diabetes, hair loss, heart disease, obesity, ulcers, headaches and migraines, chest pains, insomnia, hormonal and autoimmune problems, and chest pains. So what causes stress? We perceive stress from three basic sources: our environment, our body, and our emotions. Environmental stress includes noise, weather, physical threats, time pressures, and performance standards. Body stress includes disease processes, organ malfunction, poor nutrition, poor sleep, and physical injury. Emotional stress is a little more difficult to define. It encompasses our reactions in thought and emotion to environmental and physical stressors. Criticism, for example, is devastating to some, while others seem unaffected. In many ways, however, we are each in control of how much emotional stress we will feel. Stress, whether physical or perceived, triggers a fight or flight response. This is a systemic physical reaction affecting almost every part of the body. The hypothalamus, a part of the brain, stimulates the sympathetic nervous system. The heart rate increases, blood volume and blood pressure increase. Blood is directed away from digestion in the extremities. Vision becomes more focused, hearing more acute, in response to the messages from the sympathetic nervous system. The adrenal glands secrete corticoids, including adrenaline, epinephrine, and norepinephrine. All of this is very useful if we're running from a prehistoric raptor or confronting a more modern threat to physical safety. But when prolonged, the long-term effects of this state can be disastrous to good health. Let's take a look at some extremely disturbing stats. These were published in the American Psychological Association, American Institute of Stress, out of New York in 2014. As you look at this chart, you can see that job pressure, money, and health are the top 3 causes of stress in the United States. Relationships, poor nutrition, and media overload are the next 3, respectively. And sleep deprivation is the 7th leading cause of stress in the United States. Now, the U.S. stress statistics show that 77% of people who regularly experience physical symptoms caused by stress. 73% say that they regularly experience the psychological symptoms caused by stress. 33% feel they're living with extreme stress. 48% feel like their stress has increased over the past 5 years. 76% cited money and work as the leading cause of their stress, and 48% reported lying awake at night due to stress. How does stress impact the statistics? Well, 48% of people say that stress has a negative impact on their personal and professional life. 31% of employed adults say that they have difficulty managing work and family responsibilities. 35% cited jobs interfering with their family or personal time as a significant source of stress. 54% of people felt that stress caused them to fight with the people close to them, and 26% reported being alienated from friends or family members because of stress. So how does this affect the workplace? Stress affects the workplace through healthcare-related expenses and missed work to the tune of $300 billion. That's 300 billion with a B. And 30% of people say they're always or often under stress at work. So the physical symptoms that people relate with stress are fatigue, headache, upset stomach, muscle tension, changes in appetite, teeth grinding, changes in sex drive and feeling dizzy. And the psychological symptoms that people experience are irritability or anger, feeling nervous, lack of energy, or feeling as though they could just cry. So how do we minimize the effects of stress? Let's get down to what probably drew you to this seminar, strategies for reducing and eliminating stress. We're going to talk about 5 of them. The first strategy, some of what you're going to learn and read might seem extremely obvious to you, but at the same time we encourage that you immerse yourself into this report with a clear and open mind and willingness to change. It's clear. Stress kills. And everyone is familiar with at least one person who has had a shortened lifespan because of the stresses in their lives. Therefore, let's not become a statistic and instead take personal responsibility for our lives so that we can learn effective ways to handle the normal stresses that exist. John F. Kennedy said that physical fitness is not only one of the most important keys to a healthy body, it is the basis of dynamic and creative intellectual activity. Your body was put on this earth to move, to shake, to sweat, and to get your heart pumping. But in our sedentary and stressed out society, the amount of motion that we experience continues to suffer. It is absolutely essential to create the space in your stressful life for physical activity that you enjoy. People who exercise regularly will tell you they feel better. Some will say it's because chemicals called neurotransmitters produced in the brain are stimulated during exercise. Since it's believed that neurotransmitters mediate our moods and emotions, they can make us feel better and less stressed. Scientific evidence definitely leads towards supporting this theory, and there's plenty of evidence that shows that exercise provides stress-relieving benefits. Let's take a look at some of these benefits. Exercise pumps up your endorphins. This is what we were referring to when we were talking about neurotransmitters. Exercise can be called meditation in motion. We will talk about meditation in a moment, but when you get going with exercise, your mind reaches the point of meditative state and relieves tension. Exercise works as a good mood regulator. Your self-confidence will soar, and the once gigantic problem will seem minuscule in the big picture of life. Exercise also improves your sleep. You will notice that your ability to enter into a deeper sleep is far better with consistent exercise. And there's a social aspect to exercise. You will begin to connect with others, other like-minded people who enjoy exercise just like you. The key to using exercise as a stress reliever is to find something you enjoy doing, whether it's weight training, biking, rollerblading, dance, Zumba, etc. If you don't enjoy the experience, it will be unsustainable, and you'll eventually fall off the bandwagon. You aren't going to keep doing it. This can lead you to feeling even more stressed, and we certainly don't want that. The next strategy deals with nutrition. Lee Rochefoucauld said, "To eat is a necessity, but to eat intelligently is an art." The food you put in your body will have a massive impact on your ability to cope and combat stress. In a society which is packed with artificial ingredients, growth hormones, and added sugar, there should be no surprise that stress is on the rise. Our bodies are experiencing shock, and it's important to recognize this and begin to dance to the beat of a different drum. So, what are some strategies that we can utilize to make the way we eat help our stress? We want to share 5 strategies that will help you alleviate stress using a healthy diet. First is eat balanced meals. Make sure that you include lean and high-quality protein and vegetables with each meal. This is important because it's going to give your body everything it needs to be able to function normally. Eat regularly, and please don't skip meals. Many people forget about breakfast, which really impacts your body and its ability to handle stress. You should eat 4 to 5 times each day so that your blood sugar is regulated and you never reach the point of feeling starved. The third strategy is don't let food become your stress reliever. Sometimes a brisk walk or a cup of herbal tea might work instead. If you feel the need to eat, hard, crunchy foods can help relieve stress by putting tight jaw muscles to work. Try snacking on a handful of almonds, soy nuts, or baby carrots. The fourth strategy would be to cut back on caffeine. People often feel a lack of energy when they're stressed out and turn to caffeine as a pick-me-up. But it can disrupt your night's sleep, which is like cutting off your nose to spite your face. If caffeine keeps you awake at night, drink decaffeinated beverages after 2 or 3 p.m. The last thing is make mealtimes pleasant. If you're eating at your desk while you work, or you're paying bills while you eat dinner, something's got to give. Those aren't enjoyable tasks. So that really takes away your ability to be able to enjoy your meal. Take a little extra time to slow down and relax while you eat. You're likely to eat less, and you're going to enjoy it a lot more. So what are some good foods that you can eat? Can food really affect your stress? Well, it can, and here's a list of a few foods that will help with stress. Bananas contain dopamine, which is a natural reward chemical that boosts your mood. They're also rich in B vitamins, including vitamin B6, which helps soothe your nervous system, and magnesium, another nutrient associated with positive mood. Dark chocolate, in moderation, it can be great for you. If you're one of those individuals who gets a nice mood boost whenever you sink your teeth into a bar of pure, unadulterated chocolate, it's not happenstance. There's actually a chemical called anandamide. This is a neurotransmitter produced in your brain that temporarily blocks feelings of pain and depression. It's a derivative of the Sanskrit word bliss, and one of the great things about chocolate is it not only produces this compound, but it contains other chemicals that prolong the feel-good aspects of anandamide. Chocolate has even been referred to as, quote-unquote, the new anti-anxiety drug. One study in the Journal of Psychopharmacology also revealed that people who drank an antioxidant-rich chocolate drink equal to about 1.5 ounces of dark chocolate daily felt calmer than those who did not. The next thing is omega-3 fatty acids, and these are found in salmon, almonds, or you can find them in supplemental form, such as krill oil and omega-3 fatty acids. The EPA and the DHA, which is part of those omega-3 fatty acids, play a role in your emotional well-being. One study in brain behavior and immunity showed a dramatic 20% reduction in anxiety among medical students taking omega-3, while past research has shown omega-3 fats work just as well as antidepressants in preventing the signs of depression, but without any of the side effects. Oolong tea, which is a type of dry tea that you can find at stores like Dean & DeLuca, might help you feel calm as they contain high levels of gamma-aminobutyric acid, or GABA, an amino acid that helps inhibit the firing of neurons in your brain for an overall calming anti-anxiety effect. Kiwi fruit is also great for you. One kiwi contains more than 85% of your daily recommended amount of vitamin C, and that's good news for your stress levels. Vitamin C actually helps reduce your body's production of stress hormones while boosting your immune function. So much the better for warding off stress-induced illness. Protein is also really important. A small amount of high-quality source of protein, like organic eggs, a piece of Gouda cheese, or a handful of macadamia nuts or pecans, helps keep your blood sugar levels steady for enhanced energy and mood. Purple berries, such as blueberries and blackberries, have anthocyanins, which are pigments that give the berries their deep color. These antioxidants aid your brain in production of dopamine, which is a chemical that is critical to coordination, memory function, and your mood. Turmeric, which is a spice, curcumin, the pigment that gives the spice turmeric its yellow-orange color, is thought to be responsible for many of its medicinal effects. Among them, curcumin has neuroprotective properties and may enhance mood and possibly help with depression. Also, fermented foods, such as fermented vegetables and kefir, are rich in beneficial bacteria that have a marked impact on your gut health, which in turn impacts your mood. Your gut is literally your second brain. It's created from the identical tissue as your brain during gestation and contains larger amounts of the neurotransmitter serotonin, which is associated with mood control. Beneficial bacteria have a direct effect on brain chemistry, transmitting food and behavior-regulating signals to your brain via your vagus nerve. For instance, the probiotic Lactobacillus rhamnosus was found to have a marked effect on GABA levels in certain brain regions and lowered the stress-induced hormone corticosterone, resulting in reduced anxiety and depression-related behavior. Our third strategy has to do with meditation. Ajahn Brahm said meditation is like a gym in which you develop the powerful mental muscles of calm and insight. We're going to share two different paths you can take for stress relief, and we encourage both if possible. Let's start with daily meditation and deep breathing, because this is an approach that we have seen work very well for people when practiced regularly. Deep breathing is an easy stress reliever that has a number of benefits for the body. It oxygenates the blood, which wakes up the brain, relaxing muscles and quieting the mind. The lungs are also the pump for the lymphatic system, which is the garbage picker upper of the body. So as we breathe deeply, the lymph fluid is pumped through the body, which allows it to gather up blood, proteins, and carry them through the lymph nodes to be placed back into the bloodstream where they belong. Deep breathing exercises are especially helpful because you can do them anywhere and they work quickly when you want to de-stress now. In recent decades, many forms of meditation have gained popularity as relaxation and pain relief tools. Focusing on our breath, looking at a candle, or practicing a non-judgmental awareness of our thoughts and actions can help tune out distractions, reduce anxiety and depression, and accept our circumstances. In cancer patients, meditation-based stress reduction enhances quality of life, lowers stress symptoms, and potentially benefits the immune system. Another component to meditation is having an attitude of gratitude. What this means is that when you are entering into a meditative state, consider visualizing all that you're grateful for in your life. Some of these things might include your family, your friends, your home, your health, your finances, your travel, your vacations, etc. At the conclusion of your meditation, you begin to write down the images that entered your mind and why you're grateful for these people or things. When this becomes a part of your daily or weekly routine, you will begin to train your mind to focus on the good while ignoring the bad, aka stress. An additional concept is personal development. Personally, I like to incorporate as much positive wisdom into my life as possible. And I know Tony does in our office as well. You know, this got started by my mother and me. She was always a big fan of personal development. Some of our favorite authors consist of the following. Tony Robbins, who is really big on a technique called NLP, or Neuro-Linguistic Programming. Robin Sharma, who focuses on personality development and leadership. James Allen wrote a famous book, As a Man Thinketh. It's an easy read and a very profound book. I highly recommend it. Nathaniel Brandon, a psychology and self-esteem expert. Jim Rohn, many people are familiar with his work in self-development and success. Deepak Chopra, he's a little esoteric, but he's very profound. Another one of my very favorites is Wayne Dyer, and he's an awesome author who writes from a deep spiritual, not necessarily Christian, but deep spiritual background. And you can find one of his programs just about yearly on PBS during their fundraising campaigns. He's truly one of my favorites. I've gotten a chance to meet him 3 times in my life, and he's just an amazing individual. Jack Canfield, who is one of the co-authors of the Chicken Soup for the Soul books, his books are not only amazing but a lot of fun. Paul Coelho and Stephen Covey, who is a world-renowned business leader. He's also absolutely amazing, and one of his books, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, is also another one of my favorites. There are plenty of other authors as well, so look around and see what you like. But we absolutely encourage you to focus on your quote-unquote stinking thinking with some really wonderful personal development, because this will help reprogram your mind and allow you to live without depression ruling your life. And remember, you don't have to read. There's a lot of videos. You can YouTube them, which is something that is a relatively new concept. Or you can get tapes or CDs to listen to in your car and utilize that dead space when you're driving to fill your mind with really good stuff. The 4th strategy is about organization. A.A. Milne said organizing is what you do before you do something, so that when you do it, it's not all mixed up. This is an important strategy to eliminate the stress in your life, because your home, your office, your car, etc. is a direct reflection of how cluttered you are in your life. We like to refer to these areas as potential sanctuaries, where you can create an environment that elicits creativity, love, passion, relaxation, and fun. Jared Yellen, who's an entrepreneur and personal development enthusiast, actually put together a blueprint to create a sanctuary in your home. I would love to share it with you, but we could probably do an entire seminar just on this. So if you're interested in how to make your home a sanctuary, feel free to email me. I'll be glad to send you specifics on this process, and we may do an entire seminar on this sometime in the future. Just remember that you can go a long way in reducing the stress in your life by decluttering the spaces in which you live. We have all experienced this when you clean off your desk at work or clean out the garage. It's amazing how much stress we feel under when our living and working spaces are stacked and stuffed with all kinds of things, from newspapers and magazines to extra clothes to mail that dates back 6 months. By reducing the amount of clutter in our lives and improving the organization of those areas, you just feel lighter and like the weight of the world has been taken off your shoulders. Don't stress yourself out about the process, though. Take it area by area or room by room. Break it down into workable chunks. This reminds me of an old joke. How do you eat an elephant? Well, the answer is 1 bite at a time. If your task seems insurmountable, then break it down into smaller, digestible bites. Say you want to start in your kitchen. Clear off the countertops by getting rid of the things that aren't needed, and then put the things that are left in their place. Once you're done with the countertops, move to 1 drawer at a time, doing the same thing. Then move on to the cabinets, etc. Once you're done with the kitchen, move on to another room. These smaller steps will allow you to tackle that daunting task with ease. So that brings us to our 5th strategy, and this has a lot to do with your physical health. B.J. Palmer, the founder of Chiropractic, said, "The power that made the body heals the body. It happens in no other way." At this point, it's clear. Stress kills. We mean it. At least 80 to 90% of the people we help at Performance Chiropractic are coming in because they have a condition that is the byproduct of stress. Chiropractors understand that problems with your spine and nervous system come from 3 primary stresses: physical, chemical, and emotional. In fact, Ronald Perot, Ph.D., the Chief of Cancer Prevention Research at New York's Preventive Medicine Institute and Professor of Medicine at New York University, measured the immune systems of people under chiropractic care as compared to those in the general population and those with cancer and other serious diseases. In his initial 3-year study of 107 individuals who had been under chiropractic care for 5 years or more, the chiropractic patients were found to have a 200% greater immune competence than people who had not received chiropractic care, and 400% greater immune competence than people with cancer and other serious diseases. Chiropractors work primarily with the spine, the root of the nervous system through which nerve impulses travel from the brain to the rest of the body. One effect of chronic stress is prolonged muscle tension and contraction. This muscle tension creates an uneven pressure on the bony structures of the body, often leading to misalignment of the spinal column. These are known as subluxations in the Palmer tradition of chiropractic. Now, chronic stress also leads to nerve irritation. The adjustment of a chiropractor releases muscle tension and helps the body return to a more balanced, relaxed state. Adjustments also help reduce spinal nerve irritation and improve blood circulation. These changes may be enough in many cases to convince the brain to turn off the fight or flight response, beginning the process of healing. A healthy and balanced spine is one key to effectively managing stress. A chiropractor can't make a job less stressful or create a quieter, calmer world, but what chiropractic treatment can do is help you develop healthy responses to stress, reducing potential physical damage. Chiropractic is based on the concept that given the opportunity, the mind of the body can heal itself. In relieving some of the effects of chronic stress, chiropractic care provides just such an opportunity. So why do we share this with you? Because chiropractic care can help you. Chiropractic care is the perfect way to keep your body functioning as it's meant to. When your body is functioning optimally, it has the ability to cope easier, eliminate pain, and handle the normal stresses that have the potential to build up and lead to an extremely negative health condition. Adjustments help to relieve the stress that the body takes on, and it not only reduces pain, but it can be the key to realigning your spine. In closing, we're always here for you. We believe in you. So believe in yourself, and let's work together so that stress does not rule your life. If you have any other questions regarding tonight's seminar, feel free to email me at info@myperformancechiropractic.com, or you can call us at 913-782-5000. You can also find us on Facebook at Performance Chiropractic-Olathe, and you can find our website at www.myperformancechiropractic.com and can message us there or watch our events page for upcoming events like this one. We do teleseminars pretty much once a month on a wide range of topics. This year we've discussed goal setting, we've discussed back pain, we have discussed head injuries. We've done a lot, and we're going to be continuing to offer these regularly. Our next event coming up is actually called All I Want for Christmas, which will be the first 2 weeks of December. We're going to be collecting unisex toys such as Play-Doh or games and new or lightly used coats for Shiny Community Services. This is a great organization that has a mission statement of eliminating hunger in Kansas City by the year 2025. Help us to help them provide their great services to our community. I want to thank you very much for listening to our seminar. I hope you have a great day, and we'll look forward to talking to you soon. Thank you.